You're watching PEGRI TV, Rhode Island's public access channel.
Good evening, folks, and welcome to another edition of An Hour with Bob. We have a special guest for you tonight. This young man, I saw him start. He was here 10 years ago, graduate of Classical High School. He went on to work for Channel 10 in Rhode Island with Frank Carpano. Then he made the big time. Harry, keep the change. Harry Chechna, huh? Chickma. I knew I messed that up. Harry, you started with Frank Carpano. After Frank Carpano, what was it? Where'd you go?
Well, I first started in Rhode Island, born and raised on the
That's
streets
right.
in Providence.
In Providence,
born and raised right on Thayer Street. I was on Angel Street, right on Brown University campus. Little kid, born and raised. Actually, I was born in the hospital in Pawtucket, so I'm kind of feeling home there. But I'm a Providence native.
And they closed it.
And they closed
Memorial Hospital.
So I'm a Providence native, you know, and then went to Henry Barnard Elementary School, Nathan Bishop Middle School, and Classical High School.
Wow.
Born and raised, and it was always my dream to be on Channel 10. It was my dream, the biggest dream I could ever have. I remember watching snowstorms with like Brian Crandall.
Oh my God, yeah.
And you know, and honestly, it was always my dream. So then, you know, I was #1 in the state in tennis, all-state at Classical, #1 there, all-stater. And I got, you know, scholarship to Rutgers University, Division I big time back then, you know, still, you know, big time. And I interned for Channel 10 my first year in college, and that's what it was. And I was like, when I first...
You thought you made it, right?
I thought I made it, and all my friends were like, whoa, my very first interview ever as an intern, Tom Brady. When he won,
Are you serious?
When he won his first Super Bowl. And I remember, I'll never forget, when I first met Frank Carpano, I was like shaking, you know? And I was literally, now I'm 36, turning 37, and at that time I was 19.
Right.
And I first met Frank, I'm like, oh my God, he was so tall and and I was like, whoa.
Yeah.
I was like, hey Frank, nice meeting you. And then my very first report was in the summer. In my freshman year when I was going to be a sophomore at Rutgers, I was training in the tennis courts for pro tennis, but I was doing my internship at night. Frank said, you're going to the mini camp with the Patriots. They had just won the Super Bowl. It was their first mini camp.
Wow.
And I remember we had a whole bunch of people around Tom Brady. And my first question, I was shaking too. And everyone's like, who is this guy?
You were 19 years old, 20 years old?
19 years old, an intern at Channel 10. All the biggest reporters are surrounding. Sure. And I remember I was like this because everyone's around, and I'm shaking, and the lights were just like these lights here. And then I, out of nowhere, had the guts. I said, Tom, you won your first Super Bowl. Does that fuel your fire to do it again? And that was my question. Word for word. Fuel, and people were looking at me like,
good question.
Who is this kid? Fuel your fire? Like, because mostly they're like, hey, do you think Bill's a good coach? Do you think? And I'm over here like trying to get like creative. And I used that on my resume tape. I did a stand-up. And I used that and then kept doing it. I'd go to Channel 10 at 2 in the morning, 3 in the morning when everyone left.
Right.
I used my intern pass to get in. I would edit my resume tape, work on stuff. Frank let me do it. Frank was the best. And Tim Gray back then too.
Right.
They let me do this stuff, and I kept like anchoring. And every year I interned there. And then my last year, I interned at WNBC in New York, which is the #1 station in the world.
Right.
And I was doing it there. You know, Tom Brokaw, the big anchor, let me do his thing on his.
Unreal.
And I used that tape. I tried to work at Channel 10. They said, you're not ready. You know, you're a kid. I mean, Channel 10 is still pretty big time, right?
Right.
It's a big city, Providence. They don't want little kids on there. So I had to go to Sioux City, Iowa for my first job, making like no money, ABC. Then I went to Springfield, Mass, and then Frank brought me back. Lisa Churchfield, Betty Jo Cugini, my friends, they brought me back, and then the rest is history, you know. Then we took that. They're like, whoa, you got to Providence, that's big time. And from there, you know, kept working. And New York remembered me. The big thing was that I went to Rutgers, because that's like New York area, New Jersey,
New Jersey,
and that I interned there. Because as a Rhode Island guy, it's very hard to get to New York, you know, as an anchor, because it's like everyone wants to get to New York, and usually you go to Boston. From Providence, you usually go to Boston.
Right.
And you know, but I was able to, you know, kind of like go there and do what I could do, and got there, and now we're there, thank God.
Well, you're more than there.
We're much more than there now.
Now you're not only anchoring in New York City, you're anchoring what, Philly?
Yeah, well, NBC also, the NBC Sports has me doing some stuff in Philly. And then I have my company.
And then down south too.
Yeah,
Right?
I live in Miami. And I fly up, and I you know, I rent a place in New York. And but I have my production. I'll rent a place in New Jersey. I want to stay true to Rutgers. You know, I'm a Jersey guy. New Jersey and Rhode Island all the way.
And then your production company.
And my production company is really my main thing. Really, it's Harry Chickma Productions. And you know, people see me on the Tennis Channel. They see me on Nesson.
Right.
That's some of my biggest stuff. But that's my company. You know. So like,
that's
they're like,
cool,
"Whoa, congrats, you work." I'm like, "Well, they're my partners. Tennis Channel's a partner. Nesson's a partner. But it's my company. You know, doing the production." And we have a whole team of guys. So.
Well, I was lucky to grab you. I saw you. I saw you.
I wouldn't miss
you
this
in Rhode
for
Island.
anything. I wouldn't miss this. I was just at the beach in Narragansett, and God bless my parents, we were all there, and I'm like, I have to do this with Bob. I will not miss this.
Oh, cut it
There was
out.
an hour and 10 minutes of traffic, and I was like, I mean, this is so big. I can't wait to post this picture. Like, so your family, man. Rhode Island is number one.
Were you on here 10 years ago?
Yeah, we're talking like 8 years ago.
And
that was huge.
Wow.
Everyone knew. They're like, whoa, I saw you on with Bob. I saw you on with Bob. Like, I mean, this is huge. So I'm happy.
That is cool. It was I've been watching you. I've been following you.
Yeah.
When you went to New York, I was so amazed and so happy.
Yeah.
And actually proud that you went to New York. I said, this guy's going to make it. He's going to make it big time.
It's huge. I mean, you know, Jimmy Fallon's studio's right next to ours, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, literally, like, it's an honor. And it's really, I do have to pinch myself when I'll be, like, washing my hands or coming up the elevator, and you have, like, Lester Holt or Jimmy Fallon say, hey, good show. You know, Harry, good job, Harry. It's like,
really? Yeah.
Thanks, guys, you know? Yeah, to this day, it's pretty cool because it's a big business, you know, and local news is always going to be big. No matter what with Instagram and all these things, local news is always going to be around, you know.
Yeah,
and it's still number one. It's still because like they were doing all these things with sports anchors, like doing all these different cable things, which is huge. I do a lot of it, but to this day, local news is still doing sports strong, you know, because we have a lot of like, you know, people want to see the whole world of sports in 3 minutes.
Right.
And to this day, you can't get that anywhere but local news.
Right.
How are the Red Sox in 3 quick minutes? You know, you can go search your phone and the Red Sox and then wait for it to load and try to get the Yankees, but to get it all in 3 minutes, it's still local. So that's good, you know.
Now, who's your favorite team?
Honestly, I'm a New England guy all the way.
Yeah.
Like,
you notice I didn't say what favorite baseball team or I said favorite team.
My favorite team is, besides Rutgers, like being me, like because I played tennis for them. I am a Rutgers. I actually played. Besides that, Patriots. I bleed for the Patriots, and I'm so proud to say it. And you know, I mean, people can't hate me for this because there are a lot of Patriots fans in New York, believe it or not, because they say to me, they're like, okay, Deflategate's done. Tom Brady proved that he's still the best regardless of any of that. Right. And they say, we like good football. Like these fans will tell me, they're like, okay, I don't like the politics, but we like watching good football and these guys play good football. And they also like it. Connecticut, I know guys in Stamford and Greenwich consider themselves New York, which is cool.
Right.
But it's still Connecticut, and that's still technically New England. So you get a lot of fans. So I always say, okay, I'm an anchor in New York and I respect New York. I do like the Giants. I respect the Yankees and all them, but Connecticut's technically New England, and the Patriots are New England, so I don't care if you think you're a New Yorker, you're really a New Englander. So, I mean, I love the Celtics too. I like they had the greatest year, and I like literally cried when Kevin Garnett, Paul Pierce, and Ray Allen beat the Lakers in the finals. That was one of the best moments of my life. I interviewed Bill Russell. Kevin Garnett, I was in the locker room interviewing him.
Really?
I was doing a thing for NBC Sports at the time, and it was amazing, and Channel 10. Kevin Garnett took me. He had the trophy, and he sprayed champagne all over my head when he won.
Really?
And that was one of the best moments of my whole life.
Can you imagine
like, just because I love those guys.
Sprayed on your head.
I mean, I definitely respect. I mean, I respect the Mets a lot.
Right.
The Yankees and Red Sox, I stay out of it. I'm just like, you're great teams, 2 best teams in baseball. I'm just going to stay out of this. They're both my friends, but I will tell you, I'm a Patriots fan. I die for them, and the Celtics, I die for the Celtics. all the way.
Well, look at the Red Sox this year, huh?
The best team in baseball, and
Yeah.
it's pretty amazing. God bless them, you know, like, yeah.
And getting back to Brady,
Yeah.
didn't he win last night in the ESPY award? Didn't he
I
win
didn't watch the ESPYs. I didn't watch.
Well,
I was in Narragansett Beach, soaking it in.
Yeah?
I'll turn my TV off for Narragansett Beach in Newport. You know?
Wow.
Yeah, I don't even watch it. When I'm in Narragansett Beach in Newport, like, I don't need TV. I'm just like, thank you, Rhode Island. The best place in the world is Rhode Island in July, if not all the time, right?
Really, really.
Yeah.
Well, how does it compare with Miami Beach?
Well,
though?
Miami's paradise. Honest, I'm in like in a different part. I'm not in Miami Beach. I'm in like actual Miami, like,
Right.
because it's two different cities. you
Oh, I know, yeah.
And Miami Beach is great. People love seeing it, but they're like, oh, you live in Miami. How do you handle that? I'm like, no. I'm in actual Miami. I have a condo right on the water. It's so peaceful. You know, I live right next to Juan Martín del Potro, who's the famous tennis player. He's number 5 in the world. Andy Murray, who's
Yeah.
the famous tennis player, lives right next to me. We're all buddies. So I mean, it's a
Well, that figures. Yeah.
yeah, I mean, I wake up every day and play tennis every day at 6 in the morning and then do the work after that. So it's paradise. But Rhode Island's the best. I wouldn't give Rhode Island up.
Wow. How does your parents handle all this?
I mean, we're all Greek. You know, they're American, but they're Greek Americans. So, you know, my dad is like hardcore. He's like kind of like Bill Belichick.
Yeah.
But my mom is like, that's where I learned how to talk, you know? I got my work ethic from my dad, but my mom taught me how to talk in front of the lights because she's like,
Oh, really?
Yeah. So they like to tell me to shut up. I'm not gonna lie. They're like, Harry, talk when the camera's on. They want to eat their Greek food and their spinach pie and spanakopita, my favorite Greek. They're like, we want to eat our Greek food. Just talk when the camera's on.
You must have a lot of good Greek food in New York, right?
Yeah, that's the best. You know?
Yeah.
But then again, nothing beats Federal Hill. Oh man, I love New Jersey has some pretty good food, but I'll tell you, like Federal Hill is the best food I've ever had in my life, and like New England pizza, best pizza I've ever had in my life.
I agree with that.
Yeah, it's so amazing. I love it. So
especially compared, you had pizza on the West Coast. Have you had it on the West Coast?
I've traveled. That's the cool thing with tennis because we do a lot with like Tennis Channel and World Team Tennis and stuff. So like I've been all over. I've been to Wimbledon. I've been everywhere, you know. So that's the other cool thing. We do a lot with tennis, which is coming from Rhode Island. That's pretty special.
Right.
Because we have Jared
Traveling.
Donaldson. Jared Donaldson's from Rhode Island. He's like top 50 in the world. So I'm proud of him.
Where did he go to school?
He went. He won the state tournament. I think he went to like Ponagansett or something.
Really?
But he was homeschooled.
Yeah.
And went to Argentina to train, but they let him play in high school. So he won the state title. Good for him. You know, he represents Rhode Island though. He's a real Rhode Island guy, and he's making it. He's up there. Like he could be top 10 in the world one day in tennis.
Wow.
Which is crazy coming from Rhode Island, right?
Yeah.
So I was like 70 in the world in doubles many years ago, which is pretty good, but I was really like 1,000 in singles. I was like, you know, really but if you're ranked, you're ranked.
Right,
You
right.
know? But this guy's like the best singles guy we've ever had, so.
So how often do you come back to Rhode Island?
Like as much as my parents let me, you know, they're like, we like romantic time alone. My
Yeah,
mom and dad,
right.
you know,
Yeah,
they're like-
yeah.
But like, no, like seriously, I'll come back. My sister's like near Boston with my niece and nephew and her family, so I'll come back as much as I can, you know.
So, but other than going, it kills me. How do you have any time for all this stuff?
I just like follow your show and it fuels me, you know. The Bob show. No, just kidding. I just like honestly, like in tennis, we're used to traveling.
Yeah.
So I think about my tennis friends. You know, because like they're on the road all the time. No one travels more than tennis players in
Really?
the world. Maybe politicians, but like tennis people are on like every day they're in a new city. So I'm kind of used to it from that, to be honest. It's kind of like the only thing I really know, to be honest with you. So they're like, Harry, how do you do it? And I'm like, New York and Miami are close. They're not that far.
Right,
You
yeah,
know,
a
it's like
couple
2.5
hours,
hours.
2.5 hours,
So
yeah.
it's almost easier to drive, you know, like
Yeah.
harder to drive, sorry. It's harder to drive. So
Right.
for me, it's like, it's only like flying every other week, really. And tennis is tough, though. That's a lot of travel, but we're used to it.
Wow. Well, I'm
Yeah.
glad you could make it up here to
Oh.
spend a few minutes with me.
Thanks for having me. You know, like we haven't done this in like close to 10 years, so I have a lot
That's
to talk about.
unbelievable. That's
and I love you,
unbelievable.
man. I love Rhode Island. I love Rhode Island so much. It's like you know, we have like so much charisma, all of us. You know.
Well, we talk faster than everybody, right?
Yeah. We
Don't
talk.
you compare, when you're in New York City, do they think you're a New Yorker?
Well, first of all, I'm serious when I tell people this. Like, you know, I'm Greek, and I'm getting inducted in the Greek Hall of Fame next week, right?
Oh, wow.
Which is huge in Atlantic City. And like, I think when you tell someone you're Greek, they think it's pretty cool. They're like, oh my God, I've been to Greece. I love the food. Like, we kind of stay out of trouble. You know, we're pretty chill. Well, we're actually not chill at all. We're not chill, but we're funny, you know? Like, and we're kind of like, oh, my cousin was Greek. And no one, they're like, he was funny. He was crazy, but we liked him, you know?
Yeah.
And we're smart. We're good people. I love Greek. So it's the same thing. For me, when I tell someone I'm from Rhode Island, it's similar. You know, in college at Rutgers, like, sometimes you say Boston, I love it, but they're like, oh, Boston Red Sox. No. But when you say Rhode Island, they're like, oh my God, like I went to URI, like they have the best food. It's such a cool city, Providence, Newport, I love. Like, I feel like everyone loves Rhode Island.
Really?
I swear to God, like when I've traveled the world, well, when I get out of America, not many people know what we are, I'm not gonna lie. But in the United States, everyone's like, whoa, Rhode Island.
Unless they think it's Long Island.
Well, some
you still
people,
get that, right?
But yeah, but like the people who actually like, you know, read a book and know what Rhode Island is. Like, you know, it's like, oh my God, like I love Rhode Island, the food, the people, it's so cool. Like Newport's beautiful, Providence is so cool. Like I'm proud to say I'm from Rhode Island, and I will admit when I go out like to Madrid or to Wimbledon or wherever, I say I'm from Boston, and I'm like, well, I'm from Providence, but it's because they have no idea. Like some guy in Spain's not gonna know, but in America,
but he'll know where Boston is.
Yeah, they'll say, oh, Boston. I'm like, yeah, well, it's really Rhode Island, but I just don't feel like explaining it when I'm like about to go on TV to cover tennis. I can't explain like, well, this is Providence, you know. But yeah, it's my favorite place in the world, man.
Well, good. I'm glad. Hey, can you hang around for a few minutes?
Heck yes.
All right.
Yes.
We'll be right back. We're going to add a guest. We're going to add a chair. Well, we're back with Harry Chickmer from WNBC in New York, among other places, right?
Yes.
And we're joined by this beautiful young lady, Vicktoria Baroka.
Thank you, Bob.
Hi, Victoria.
Hi.
Nice to see you again.
Thank you
Victoria does a lot of things, besides which, now I originally met her in a band. She's in a band. She does a phenomenal job, and she's a singer. She's the lead singer in a band, right?
Yes.
And what else you do? We'll get back to the band in a minute. What else do you do?
Well, one of the main reasons I'm here is I'm actually a business developer for the National Center for Innovation and Systems Improvement.
Yeah.
And Bob has been a huge supporter of the nonprofit, so thank you, Bob. And he's come to many of our events. But we're running a summer work experience program for college students with disabilities, and it's just a wonderful program. And I have a couple of young men who are into communications and videography, so they're actually on this show as well, behind the scenes. And just want to thank you for that experience and for having me on the show. I didn't expect this, so I'm not prepared at all.
Oh, well, that's good. That's good. I like
Except
that.
I brought a lot of stuff with me here.
That's an amazing
Opening.
speech.
Yeah, for somebody who wasn't prepared, right? I'm
without a
prepared and I
teleprompter.
mess it up.
Thank you.
No teleprompter,
No
too.
way.
I
That's right.
definitely cannot compare next to Harry. So,
Please,
but I
please.
can tell you, I play tennis as well.
Really?
Yes, I love the game.
Wow.
Yes,
Isn't it amazing?
Yeah, we do. I've actually even played at the Newport Tennis Hall of Fame.
Wow.
Yes, for a charity event. So,
Okay.
but it was really cool because we got to play on the grass fields and we're all white. So it was all ladies.
Big tournament right now at the Hall of Fame.
Right,
Some of the best players in the world there. You're gonna go check it out, maybe?
I hope so. Yes, yes, yes.
It's awesome.
How long is that running? Till
That's
Sunday?
going, till Sunday. They have the induction, and then like Jamie Saratani, a good friend of mine, just won his match yesterday. He played at Brown. So he played at Brown University, and now he's like number 60 in the world.
Wow.
In doubles. He's amazing, so it's pretty cool, huh?
Yeah, awesome.
It is cool.
Awesome.
Yeah,
It
those
is
guys
cool.
are awesome, so.
Well, it's cool to be from Rhode Island, apparently.
I know.
And guess
Love
where
the
she's
state.
from?
Where?
So I am not Greek, but I am Russian.
Oh, there
yeah.
you
So
go.
I also have the father who is very, tough, and we don't have a sense of humor at all.
Oh,
so
okay.
a little bit different.
You have a sense of humor, though. I mean,
Yes,
yeah.
but always a fun time at my house, I have to say.
Yeah.
How about your
There's
mother,
always
though?
music. My mother is such a lady, and she also loves the spotlight. And I think, just like
That's
you,
what we
I
all
got
get
the
it. That's where we get it. You owe our moms for this show, Bob.
Yes,
Apparently.
yes.
Your show would not be getting the ratings if it weren't for our moms teaching us how to do this.
I get it.
But the work ethic, the drive is definitely from my dad, just like you. So
That's
yeah.
awesome.
Yeah, because she has tremendous drive. She works in the Providence area, and then she works in the Boston area.
Really?
Yes, yes. So
She's leaving here tonight, right?
I have to go to
work tonight?
Boston tonight. Well, I have an early morning tomorrow in Boston, but I try to actually schedule it so that half the week I'm in Boston and half the week I'm here.
Yeah.
So yeah, but I'm involved in several great projects, all about inclusion, and creating innovative approaches to an inclusive workforce, whether it's here or nationwide, wherever. But one of the other programs that I was hoping to shout out here is the Reserve program.
Yep.
And I'm actually looking for people who are over 50 and who are retired and would like to dedicate some of their experience to nonprofit causes. Please call Bob and he'll call me, or or tweet us or find us wherever. And
Facebook.
Would love to. So I'm recruiting for Rhode Island. In Boston right now, this program is doing so great. We're helping some of the best nonprofits. So we're trying to bring the program here as well. And it's called Reserve.
Reserve.
So if you go on reserveinc.org, all you have to do is just sign up, post your resume there, post what you like to do. All the reservists in the program do get paid a stipend for their work. So it's not just a volunteer opportunity, but it's going even above and using your expertise to help these nonprofits who are in need.
That's amazing.
That's nice.
That's
nice.
awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I love that. Providence and Boston.
Providence and Boston.
Two great cities.
Can you imagine? She's leaving. This show will be over at 8:30, 8:45, and she's heading to Boston.
Heading down there. Well, luckily I have an apartment in Cambridge, so that helps.
Good.
That helps. I get to stay there and then here.
Do you stay in both cities, or you're kind of just doing? Because Cambridge is so close, you don't need two apartments for. I mean,
Yeah. So the Cambridge, I'm right at the law school where the Harvard Law School is, and then I have a home here in Warwick as well. Yeah. So I'm kind of in between, and I love it. I love the lifestyle. And my band is here, so my band is my heart.
You play what, once a week or so, or once every other week?
Yeah, we try to play as much as possible. We actually have to turn a lot of shows away just because we all have families and jobs. So, but I've always wanted to be a singer, so this is kind of my dream that I'm doing.
And a good one. If I was younger, I would take her on the road around the country.
Busy with the summer right now too. Do you guys go to Newport and stuff?
Yes, we're in Newport. We're
They play at
East
the Blues.
Greenwich. Yes. We just did a show at the Blues Cafe.
Right.
The Newport Blues Cafe. We have a show in Blue coming up. We also do a lot of charity events, like one that we have coming up for the A Wish Come True Foundation, and they're wonderful. They're a local nonprofit, and they work with kids who have terminal illnesses, and they make their wishes come true. Yeah.
I had the wish come true. I shouldn't say this because I know I'm going to be called by saying it, but one time I had a wish come true on the show, and I got a call 4 days later, and she said, "You will not believe this, Bob. The next day after I was on your show," she said, "a couple come in, older couple come into the office, and the guy asked for a pen, and while she was talking to the woman, the guy wrote a check and handed it to her assistant. The assistant's trying to get her attention while she's talking to the woman, and she's trying not to be, trying to be polite, talking to the woman, and the girl goes, you got to see this. You got to see this. There was a check for $10,000.
Wow. It's amazing.
And you know what he said? You know what they kept on saying? How's Bob? How's Bob in person?
People love you, Bob.
That was nice. That was one of the nicest things.
Bob's
That's
the
wonderful.
man. Isn't Bob magical?
Yes.
You represent Rhode Island heart.
Really,
yeah, something
really.
like that.
You should have like the anchor tattoo here. Hope.
Hope. There you go.
Not Bob Hope, just Hope.
Hey.
You've helped so many, and you continue to do so, Bob.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly,
come on, let's
can't
go.
even think.
Never mind. Where's my trainer? Where's the trainer?
Bob
Where'd the
wants to
trainer
put
go?
The action out here, but that's awesome. So we're gonna have to go check out our music, Bob. That sounds pretty cool.
Yeah.
I think it's great.
That's
It's great.
Rugburnmusic.com. Don't go to rugburn.com because that may get you in trouble. But rugburnmusic.com.
What kind of music is it?
Rock and roll,
Rock and roll.
anything. Yeah,
That's cool.
yeah. Bruce
She
Springsteen.
jumps all over the stage. She jumps into the crowd. She goes into the crowd.
Nice.
Yeah, she played at where else? The Harbor
The
Side.
Bonnet, the Harbor Side.
Harbor
yeah,
Side.
Yeah. I like playing at the Bonnet because it's like right. Oh, and also the Ocean Mist. Do you go to Ocean Mist? It's beautiful there, and they're right
pretty
on the
cool.
water.
Ocean Mist?
Yeah.
You know
I'm
right now?
gonna have to check that
Oh,
out.
yeah, Ocean Mist down in Tunic.
Yeah, it's
That's
Narragansett,
Matunic.
right?
No,
yes,
that's
yes.
not Narragansett.
Okay, sorry.
That's down
You know,
further.
yeah,
It's Matunic.
yeah,
It's an
yeah.
older place.
Maybe
It's
she
right
could
on
play
the
at some
water.
of the big sporting events going on.
She
Like,
should.
The sports with music. That's really important now these days. Like sports and entertainment are like hand in hand. Some of these big athletes get entertainment agents. They don't get sports agents because they think it's like, bigger.
More
to
chic,
be, yeah,
right?
yeah,
Chic,
yeah,
right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So that's cool.
Yeah.
Good job.
So are we
Where is
still in
he?
the air?
Huh? Just stand right where you are.
Oh.
Where is he? We lose him? Come on, here we are. Let's go.
Hey.
Here we are. Thank God for
You have a
editing.
beautiful dog.
Look at this
Thank
dog.
you. Thank you.
Ah, stunning.
Chris,
How are you, Bob?
What's her
good.
name?
How you doing?
Not bad. Thanks for having me. I
Now,
appreciate it.
What do you got here?
She's
How-
a 6-month-old.
Hi.
She's a bulldog and lab mix.
a bulldog and lab. She's
Yeah.
only 6 months old?
Yeah, she's only 6 months old.
Stunning.
I got her from the Warwick Animal Shelter about a week and a half ago.
Wow.
So she's fresh to training. She's fresh to people. She's fresh to life.
She is so beautiful.
Yeah, thank
you very
Honestly,
much.
I can't
Yeah.
believe 6 months.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know it.
So how big was she like 3 months ago?
She was really small, actually.
So
Really?
in like
Tiny.
one
That's when
day
I
she
actually,
grew?
literally in the last couple of months, she's grown. I
Now, how
started.
big is she going to get?
She might get a little bit bigger than she is now.
That's
I
it?
don't think she'll get much bigger than that.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's a good sized dog.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Not too big, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not-
Perfect. Yeah.
Look at that.
Look at this.
So
She's
cute.
already making herself comfortable. I did bring
Yeah.
her. That is her bed from home, so I wanted to make her as comfortable as I could while we were here.
She's a natural.
Yes,
Look at her.
she can do this.
Now, how often do you take dogs then?
I go and I train dogs at the customers' houses. So wherever the dogs live, that's where I go.
Oh,
I don't
cool.
actually take them to me. Yeah. So they need to learn where their house is. They need to learn their neighborhood. and
Now,
the
can
people
you
that are-
teach a dog? When I had my Beagle, unfortunately, I had to put him down after 13 and a half years. And he used to come in here once in a while. Jack was his name.
Yeah.
A Beagle. But you could never keep him in the yard. If he got untied, he was gone. He
Oh,
was
absolutely. We could do
always
that.
taken out. You can stop that?
Yes, absolutely.
You can make him stay in the yard without having the
You just gotta-
invisible fence?
You just got to you got to stay consistent with it. Train with them as much as you can. You don't have to make it 24 hours a day. Just every once in a while, 15, 20 minutes a day, that's plenty of time for a dog to be training.
Really?
Absolutely.
And how long does it take to get him trained?
It all depends on the dog. If the
Really?
dog is willing to train,
Beautiful.
they like food, that's my primary motivator for my dogs
Oh,
when
really?
I train.
Yeah.
If they love
so
food,
it's not
they
a,
love to train.
It's not a vicious thing. When you
No,
train them.
absolutely
it's
not.
hurting the dog.
I do nothing that hurts the dog. I find what the dog is willing to do for me, and then I just work from there.
So, is she going to be in
where's Man-
shows
oh, go ahead.
eventually? Will she be in like shows eventually? Or are you just going to
She
kind
is-
of, like
she
one
is
day she'll have a
just-
home?
She is my pet now. She is going to
He's
stay with
gotta
me
keep her.
forever.
Wow.
Yeah.
He's gotta
She
keep her.
stays with me forever now.
All right, so what are you going to start with? How are you going to start?
All I do is I try to get her attention. I want to see what her primary motivator is. I know for sure Freya right here. Come here, Freya. I know she loves food, and she'll do anything for food. So I
So am I.
yes, I'm the same way. You throw pizza in front of me, I'll do whatever you want me to do. So for most dogs, it is food. Some it's not. I can use toys. I can use free time. We can just play. Whatever it takes to get.
And what are you giving her?
attention. I'm giving her. This is actually her kibble food. Right now is actually her dinner time, so I'll hold back her dinner.
Right.
We'll train with her dinner, so that she's not getting overweight from all those extra treats and extra snacks.
Uh-huh.
So it kind of gives her something to do. Come on, girl. Come on over. And then what we want to do is, see, she's already offering me good behaviors. I'm going to go ahead and reward that. Yes, good girl. I haven't made her sit. I don't want her to sit. She can just do whatever she's doing. She's just going to keep giving me good behaviors. I love it. Let's just reward her for that. So one of the things we want to do with dogs is we want to let them know, you're doing good. They want to know they're doing good and that they can keep doing it so that
Right.
they can keep getting rewards. So one of the things you have is a marker. Her marker happens to be yes. When I say yes, she loves it. She knows
Look
she's
at that.
She knows when
Amazing.
I say yes, she's getting paid, and whatever she did just before that is a good thing. So
Wow.
I'm just going to puff up the marker with her real quick here. Yes. And she's going to love this part. Yes. I'm just going to let her know that's the word we're going to use from now on. That's going to be good. Yes. Good girl. Yes. And I just keep doing it for a little bit. She's already got her attention. Yes. Good.
Amazing.
Yes.
She's adorable.
Okay, after I get that a couple of times, now I want to start working on, will she come to me? Will she look at me? Will she do things with me? And I'll just kind of bring her eyes to mine. Yes, good girl. She looked right at me.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to keep doing it. Yes, good girl. And this is going to help later on. When we're taking a walk or we're doing some other training, she's going to look to me like, Dad, can I chase that squirrel? What else is there? What can I do? Good, yes, good girl. She's looking right at me. I don't even have to give her that attention. Yes, good girl. I'm not even asking for it anymore. She's just doing it. Yes, good girl. And then the next part, I want to know if your dog, when I come out to your house, does your dog really know their name? Some dogs will come when they're called, some won't. Some will call half the time, they might be distracted or whatever it may be. So I want to know she knows her name, Freya. And I'll wait for her to look at me. Yes, good girl.
What is her name?
Freya.
Freya?
Yes. It's a Norse goddess name.
Wow.
Freya. Yes, good girl. Freya. Yes. Freya. Yes. And I throw that yes in there. That marker is still in there. Yes. She's ready for me. So she's already offering me a sit. But if she's not, I want to see if she'll sit for me. So we're going to bring her back around. Come on, girl.
Oh.
She's flipping around. She's like, "I'll stay down. That's fine. We'll take her down. Good girl. Now let's get over here. Good. And I'll kind of lure her back into a sit. Yes, good girl. But I'm not going to call it a sit yet, because I want her to make sure she and I are on the same page. She's going to take a full sit in a good, proper position, and we're going to work it that way. She's still sitting, so I want to break her position. See if she'll do it again. Good, yes, good girl. She's already catching on to this sit thing. Good girl. Break her attention again. I'll kind of lure her back. Yes, good girl. Again, I'm not using sit yet. If she gives me one more, 5 out of 5. Yes, good girl. Now I'm going to call it something. And we could call it whatever we wanted to. We could call it cheeseburger. We could call it rollover. For this one, obviously, we're going to call it sit. Yes, good girl.
How do you like that?
And I reward her.
And you've only had this dog how long?
A week and a half.
Really? And this dog came from a very bad situation.
Very bad situation.
As with Harry and I,
Sit.
and you were talking
Yes.
about off camera, what happened with this dog?
She was taken from a home in Woonsocket that was condemned. They had no electric, no water. There was sort of a situation where there was a squatter who had many dogs, many chickens, many pigs, and that sort of thing.
And there was a lot of dead animals
A lot of
there,
dead
too.
animals were found as well. So she was one of the ones rescued. I started working with her at the Warwick Animal Shelter about 2.5, 3 months ago. And she was one of the last ones actually out of her litter that was left there, and she came home with me.
Really?
So
You're a Zen master.
Yeah, yeah.
good. And I want to break her position just so she'll redo. Look at this, she's going to offer me. Good, sit, yes. Good. I'm going to try something else. I want to see if she'll go down. I'm going to lure her into the sit. Let's see if she'll go down all the way. Good, yes, good girl. Good. She's still offering it. I'm going to keep feeding her.
It took me about a year to get my dog to
yeah,
do
she
that.
was-
Maybe she likes chicken parm at Federal Hill, you know?
Yeah.
You know, that's a good idea, actually. We might go there after this, maybe if I hold off on some of this stuff. Good girl.
Now, what'd you say? She's a mix of what?
She's a mix. She's a lab and a bulldog mix. American bulldog.
She's amazing. So nice, too. She's really, after everything she went through, it's
Yeah,
amazing. She's so, like, still
You know, I had
loving.
the opportunity to catch her when she was still a little puppy, and I was able to socialize her with people and other puppies at that time. So
Yeah.
it kind of worked out for her, whether she ended up with me or someone else.
Yeah, because
She can have
a
that
full,
opportunity.
an adult dog that's rescued, you got to deal with, you don't know what you're dealing with,
Right.
really, right?
For me, it doesn't matter.
No?
I do the same exact thing. Every time I walk into a house with a new customer, I want to see what the dog knows, what they're willing to do, what they want to do. And
Have you ever been bit?
however fast, I've been bitten a lot.
How do you
Really?
handle the
By
dogs?
accidents,
Yeah.
on purpose. You just have to.
The ones that are really, really tough, like, I mean, you are almost like a whisperer, like a horse. But how do you handle the tough dogs? Like,
Put them on a leash.
Yeah.
Usually the owner can handle them on a leash and keep them far back enough to where I don't have to do anything yet. And I can just introduce myself outside that leash length, and I can toss them food. Let them get to know me. I talk soft, I can walk around, keep them distracted. She likes to play. Look at her, she's playing now. She's like, this is my bed,
loves
this
her
is my
pillow.
house. She's taking over here. It's going to be an
Yeah.
hour with Freya from now on.
what's like the longest amount of time you've had a dog that's like super aggressive, super mean, super angry? Like weeks, months, maybe to finally calm it down.
Roughly a month.
A month.
I work with them
Yeah.
3-4 times a week, about a month.
A month.
And get them down.
That's awesome.
Usually on the first session, I can get them to where they're
Yeah.
allowing me to be in the house with them.
Yeah.
The owners feel a little comfortable
Yeah.
with what I can do. Because again, people get afraid because I'm not using anything physical force. I talk very soft to the dog and very friendly. Come on, girl.
So it's food.
For her, it's food. Some dogs, they don't care.
They don't
about food.
respond to food?
So I get a toy. I find out a toy that they like, whether it be a tug of war rope
Right.
or a little one of those little balls you can get out of any retail store. You stuff it with peanut butter, throw some kibble in there. You throw it around to her. Look at this. She's loving this. Yes, good girl. Let's see if she'll go down again. Yes, good girl. So that's 4 out of 5. I know she's been dancing around a little bit. I want to see if she'll do 5 out of 5. So then we can start calling it something. This is actually really good because I haven't seen her do all this yet. Come on, girl. Good. Down. Yes.
Wow.
I'm gonna
Good
reward her
job.
big for that one.
Yeah.
Wow, that was good.
Reward her really big. Good down. Good girl. And I tell her, good down. That's all it is. It's a one-word command.
So now she's got that command down.
She's
Down
gonna
is
have it.
down.
Well, now she's in the practice phase of that. She knows what it is, but she might not get it all the time quite yet. Freya down. Yes, good girl. And she loves this. She's like, oh, this is my time. And again, this is her dinner in my pocket right now.
Right.
She hasn't eaten her dinner yet, so she'll pretty much do anything right now. Good girl.
That's
She's throwing
awesome.
them down.
It's amazing.
I'm gonna try that on a husband. No.
What?
Dinner for you.
I was thinking the opposite. Look at that, how
Give her
playful,
a little
huh?
break. So sometimes they just need a little break. I'll give her a little break. Good girl.
Wow.
Wow. How many dogs do you own?
Just her.
Just
The
her.
only one, yeah.
Wow.
Very busy with training other people's
Yeah.
dogs. So she's like, I love this.
You tell she's a pup.
Yeah. Yeah.
Good girl. And I don't have to use food all the time. Let's see if she does anything. Good down. Yes.
Oh,
good girl.
look at her.
Just love on her. Just give her some
Wow.
love. Because that's a reward as well.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Good girl.
So it's love, food, or a toy.
That's it.
Yeah.
Freedom also. If I'm outside training, just to let a dog go and sniff something, that's another reward for them.
You mean off the
If I'm-
leash or?
Yeah, whether if they can be controlled off the leash, then off the leash. Or just on the leash, if I'm making her sit or go down, drop it. Good girl. Drop. Good. Yes. Good girl. She hasn't really
What'd you
learned
get?
that one yet, but
That's great.
she found a balloon, but that's okay. We got it.
Where'd
Here,
you
come.
find a balloon?
Back here from a party you had, Bob.
You have
Yeah,
you have
Bob.
a party
Mardi-
back here.
Mardi Gras.
Mardi Gras. huh?
Mardi Gras.
Hey, have you been to Mardi Gras?
Never been to Mardi Gras.
I have, a couple times.
Oh, okay.
Have you ever been to Mardi Gras?
No, I have not.
That is the most awesome time.
Really?
It's almost as good as, yes, I've been there a couple of times. It's almost as awesome as Mardi Gras in Thailand.
Wow.
It's crazy. It's called Walking Street. It's like Mardi Gras 7 days a week, 365 days a year.
That's pretty cool. Did you do a show out there? You did one
Oh,
of the
yeah.
Bob shows?
Yeah, I
Okay,
did.
nice.
I did.
You're the man.
That is the wildest place.
Well done.
Thailand, Pattaya, Thailand it's called.
Next stop, Santorini, Greece. We could do a Bob show out there. Man.
There you go.
That you would
There
like.
you
You would
go.
never want to come back.
Well, I'm going to Italy in December, October.
Ooh,
And maybe I'll end up over to Greece.
Yeah.
'Cause I'm thinking about doing that too.
sounds
Because
awesome.
my son said that. He's been to Santorini a couple
It's
times.
very nice.
He likes it. He likes it
beautiful.
very much. He
Yeah.
said the same. He said the
Exactly.
same thing.
That's awesome.
Nice.
I'm in. Let's do it.
Yeah,
Yeah, you're in. You're in.
There are a lot of stray dogs out there too. So
Yeah.
Walking around with some food in my pocket.
Hey,
and start
in
training.
Exactly.
some of those countries, there's no stray dogs.
yeah,
Oh.
that's true.
Sad to say, but true.
Yeah,
You know, some of those. I don't even want to say what part of the world, but there's some of those countries
Yeah.
that.
Greece has a lot, so that's cool.
Yeah, they do. Yeah. When's the last time you've been to Greece?
Last year, exactly a year ago.
Really?
And before that, I hadn't been for a long time. And like I was saying, Greek Hall of Fame next week in
Cool.
Atlantic City and at Harrah's. Like Eric Karros has gone in years past. Pete Sampras,
Right.
Harry Aganis, Steve Lapis, Bob Costas, just a number of like the names. So I'm going in with a couple people, but Mark Philippoussis, who was once number 8 in the world in tennis, is also going in this
wow.
class. So,
In the
I'm-
same class?
Same class. So I'm
Nice.
excited. I'm psyched.
That's huge.
Yeah, was in the Classical High School Hall of Fame, so now we have the Greek one, so I think I'm good.
You're golden.
That's enough Hall of Fames.
Is it?
Yeah. I think that's cool.
It's
Maybe someday I'll
incredible.
get in the Hall of
Oh,
Fame.
please.
It's incredible.
You are the-
Congratulations.
You are the Hall of Fame. He is the Hall of Fame. Trust me, this show is the, by being asked to be on the show, I felt like I was like in a Hall of Fame. Like you are the Hall of Fame.
Exactly.
Bob.
Well, thank you. I know that.
I mean
but
that.
I know you.
You're a Rhode Island
you're playing,
guy.
but the fact that you came here, immediate request when I texted him because I saw he was in Rhode Island.
Oh, that's awesome.
But I actually thought you had left. I thought
Yeah.
you were
'Cause
here.
usually I have in the years
Yeah.
past. I'm like, sorry, Bob, I'm not here. You know.
Yeah, and I said, did I miss you? He goes, no, I'm here. One more day.
Yeah, and I came my last
That's
day.
right.
Instead of being in Newport, instead of doing something crazy.
Narragansett.
Yeah,
Instead of still being in Narragansett. See?
Going on a
I'm
boat
gonna
ride,
go.
a sunset boat ride, I'd rather be here. Instead of a cruise around the world, I'd rather be here.
Now I see what you mean. Now that I'm here, I understand.
Harry
will.
Chickma, lead guy, New York City, WNBC. WNBC New York. Made it the big time, right from Providence, Rhode Island.
Nice.
The man.
And it was one of my last months here when I did this show. I was like just about to leave, and like I didn't really know it, but I was happy I could have done it. That was awesome when I did it the first time. So coming back the second time is just as good.
You're the best kid.
Yeah, we'll do it again.
We will
All
do
of
it
us,
again.
hopefully.
Yes,
Yeah,
I hope so.
Reunion.
Anytime.
Bob Hall of Fame reunion.
20. Well, I can't say 25-year reunion because we're already in 26th year, right? I missed the 25th year reunion. Well, we're not going to do a 50th, I don't think, but we could do a 30.
Yeah, we will.
We will.
We will. We're strong on that.
There you go. We're there. I got to come down to
Miami.
check you out, Miami.
Come
Absolutely.
check it out.
This,
Check it
this
out.
winter.
Yeah,
I
why
like
not?
Miami. My nephew lives in Miami Beach.
Really?
Yeah.
There we go. A lot of good Italian vibe out there too. You know, I actually learned Spanish from being down there. I actually speak it
yeah.
like fluently now because
Come
I
on.
took private lessons. Yeah, actually.
You did?
And I love it. Yeah. But the funny thing about Miami is, like I was saying, some people think it's all South Beach, but the whole South Florida is beautiful. You know, if you go to Coral Gables, I say it's like Cambridge, Massachusetts, with palm trees.
Right.
You know, and it's really so it's kind of cool.
Remember TJ Knapp years ago
Yes. Yes.
on Pro FM?
Yeah.
Well, he lived down to Coral Gables for a while. And then he moved down to Miami at one point. He was working the radio station down there.
Yeah.
Then he moved up to Sebastian.
Okay.
And then he moved all the way to the West Coast,
Wow.
over to San Francisco way, somewhere up in.
Rhode Island, man. We're versatile. We'll go anywhere. Massachusetts too, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's a Cranston guy.
Like Pauly D. I like Pauly D.
Pauly D.
I'm proud of Pauly D. I don't care.
Where is
I
he?
mean,
Is he still in
he's
Vegas?
all over. Yeah, he's Vegas,
Yeah,
Atlantic
yeah.
City. I mean, I know it, but I still am proud of him. You know.
Sure.
He's cool. He has
Absolutely.
like charisma and flavor.
Yeah,
in
yeah.
it.
A Johnston guy.
Yeah, like honestly, I'm a pretty good dancer. Like I'm not a great dancer, but I learned being in the Providence public schools. I mean, these guys were good. I can't do salsa. Like I can, my body can do it, but my feet can't do it. That's what I think all of us. I think like so I'll just be like this, like whoa, what's that? And like, where did you learn that? I'm like a special area of Latin America. It's someone Smith's. But no, but like but I mean seriously, like I feel like in Rhode Island we have flavor, like Pauly D. We have charisma. You know, we have charisma. All of us, like Buddy Cianci, he has charisma. You know, there's something we have.
Yep.
Like, we know how to dance, and I used to grow up listening to like Kicks 106, which I now is how, and 92 Pro FM. Like I grew up listening to that. New Kids on the Block were my favorite. Like they play cool music in Providence.
Right.
Miami plays cool music, but I go to some cities where like the music's terrible. Like I'm going through the radio nonstop. I'm like, what do they have here?
Right, trying to find a station?
I like country music, don't get me wrong. It's not the country, but they don't have any. They don't even have country. Rhode Island, like I feel like we're cool. You know, and I think Pauly D, it made Pauly D, like he's a great DJ. So.
But he's all over, huh?
He's all over. He's another guy who made it.
And another guy that made it, he's in Vegas. He's the magician now.
Which one? Copperfield?
No, a kid from Johnston there. What was his name? What is his name?
I'm not sure.
Oh, God.
I don't know.
Help me out.
He made it. That's all that matters.
Who's the kid from, I went to see him in Vegas. Young guy from Johnston.
I don't know, but he made it, and he's from Rhode Island, so that's cool.
Right, right.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of people have over the years.
Yeah.
In fact, you know the first television, the Today Show, you know the first host on the Today Show from Rhode Island?
Who?
Right?
Yes.
Well, we've had,
Dave Garroway?
I mean, Meredith Vieira is from Providence.
East Providence,
among
actually.
others, you know.
East Providence,
Yeah,
I
East
think.
Providence or
East
something.
Providence,
But yeah, I always say we have good charisma here.
Yeah,
you know,
no,
because
Rhode Island is very unique. And you know, I have to mention this, and Bob
Go
knows
ahead.
why. But so Taylor Swift now has a home in Rhode Island.
That's amazing.
And I know she's not from here, but I'm trying to, and maybe one of you knows her or is her neighbor. There's a 13-year-old girl,
fortunate.
Ella. She's part of a Wish It Come True
Right.
company, nonprofit, and that is her dream to
meet
Taylor Swift. And
I
she's
saw
going to
that.
her concert, you know. but I've been trying to get anybody I know, like anybody know her cleaning lady or something, because this, Ella is battling leukemia. She's doing great, but her dream is to meet Taylor Swift. So if anyone knows Taylor or her cleaning lady, please let me know.
Maybe she'll come to a tennis tournament or something like
Yeah.
foundation event or something.
That
Good,
would
the
be
foundation events are
amazing.
good, 'cause
That would be. We would do anything, or just send Ella to her home.
where there's a will, there's a way. Where
Yeah,
there's
and
a
I
will, there's-
believe in miracles. So
Well, ironically, I work
Good
for
luck, Ella.
I work for the Lieutenant Governor, and ironically, just today we're talking about an event or thing we're going to do in Westerly about the trash on the beach. They call them the waste warriors. These volunteers are cleaning up the beaches in Westerly, and they put up bins for the people to put their trash in. And ironically, the people they're interviewing, a lot of them are coming from Connecticut
Really?
to go to Westerly beaches.
Oh, of course, yeah. No,
Yeah.
Westerly's almost like a lot of New Yorkers go there too. Like
Right.
you get
Right.
a lot of New York. I
Same,
mean,
same thing with Block Island.
oh yeah. It's like seriously though. Like I've been around, and you have the New Jersey Shore, and you have Long Island and the Hamptons. Rhode Island's the best. Like of all the beaches, I wouldn't do anything but Rhode Island. Like
Yeah.
seriously.
Really? Yeah.
I mean, I feel like we have the best beaches. Maybe it's a secret we don't want to share, but like the but
we want them to ourselves.
yeah, but the truth is, like, I mean, they go to Westerly. I'm like, okay, stay in Westerly
Yeah.
because guess what? There's Narragansett, but I'm not going to tell you that.
Or Blue Shutters,
Yeah,
by the way. Do you know Blue
or
Shutters
Newport.
Beach?
No, I've never been there. See, don't share.
Yeah,
I've never been. Now I'm going to go, Bob.
You got to
I'm
go
gonna
there.
bring all my
you like
friends.
beaches,
So
you want to
many
go there.
gems,
Blue
yeah,
Shutters.
yeah.
You know where it is?
I don't, but now I'm going to have to look
if
it
you
up.
go on the Rhode
yeah.
Island map, it's beach number 8. It's beach
Okay.
number 8.
Okay.
It's beautiful, beautiful
Wow.
beach. It's right
I'll
on the
have to
ocean.
check it out.
Between Westerly and Narragansett.
Oh, that's awesome.
South of Narragansett, north of Westerly.
It's special.
Gorgeous beach.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
awesome.
And there's another beach. There's a barrier, or there's a few barrier islands
Uh huh.
down here, down
Couple
by
of secrets.
Ninigret.
Yeah.
You go by Ninigret, and you take a 4-wheel drive out on the barrier beach. It's like 4 miles out.
Yep.
You can drop a blanket there. There's nobody there.
Wow. Newport, Middletown, even Middletown. Like we used to have like cookouts when I was a
Yeah.
kid, like sunset bonfire. It was amazing. Wow.
Yeah.
That's awesome. We used to go cliff jumping, jump off like the cliffs, and I don't know how I did that, but
Yeah. Would you do it
yeah, I
today?
did it in Greece too.
I was going to say that. You
Yeah.
Greeks do that.
Yeah,
though,
we
don't
do
they?
that. That's what we do
Yeah.
for fun. We just
Yeah,
no,
yeah,
no, no.
yeah. Have you
was-
ever been on the west coast of Florida? The Greek
Yeah,
settlement on the
of course.
northwest coast.
Tarpon Springs.
Tarpon
and, Yeah,
Springs.
of course. And Sarasota. I have family that goes to Sarasota. Sarasota's a nice place.
It is a pretty town.
Yeah, that's all great. It's great. We have the ocean running in our veins here. Are you originally from Rhode Island or what?
No. I was born in Russia.
From Russia.
Yeah.
But you
yeah.
came here? Did you come like? go
No,
some-
actually, I lived in New York. I lived in LA for
Oh,
a
okay.
while, all over. Yeah.
Now, when
My
you say
family-
Russia, where in Russia?
St. Petersburg. Yeah.
I've been there.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
It is.
Yeah.
It is.
I've been to St. Petersburg, Florida.
Yeah, I was gonna
Me
say,
too.
yeah.
I've been there too.
Nice.
And I
Just
love
like
Miami as well.
Oh,
I
of
mean,
course,
it's
of course.
great.
A lot of
It's
Russian
great.
people in
Yes, there's
Miami
a
Beach.
huge community.
Miami
yeah.
Beach, they have like a thing. Yeah, Miami Beach.
Really?
Yeah. But
And my old guitarist lives in Boca, so he has like
Yeah.
a huge home. He, Vinny Sadusky, I don't know, he
Yeah?
was one of the, well, he's retired now, but was one of the executives for Lynn Media, so
Oh,
you
okay.
might know
I know
him,
Lynn, yeah.
Channel 12.
Yeah.
So he now is retired from the band as well, but we do go over once in a while and play. He has a little band over there as well, so
Cool.
yeah.
small world here.
It
Yeah.
is. It is. So when you headed back now? You headed back tonight?
Wow. Phew, no, because this summer's crazy for me with tennis. I mean, I'm pretty much here until the U.S. Open's over. And U.S. Open ends in second week of September. Actually,
Wow.
tomorrow I'm going to Fenway Park in the morning. We have to do like a couple commercials. Then I'm going to drive to New York and we have a tennis broadcast live, and I have to do that tomorrow. And then I'm going to Philly on Saturday, Philly Sunday for NBC Sports.
How would you like to have that work ethic?
Yeah, it's pretty nuts. But
I
it's
don't
good.
even feel that bad anymore from
No.
commuting from Boston to Providence. You're all over. Yeah, no, that's great.
Rhode Island work ethic,
That's right. That's right.
Yeah,
That's what we learned.
classical high school,
Classical.
Providence Public Schools.
Classical
Love it.
High. There's a Classical High School alumnus right
I
there
know,
behind
I
the
love it.
camera.
Wow.
Diane went to Classical.
Go purple.
Go Purple, huh?
Yeah, great place. It's one of the best schools in the country.
It
keeps
is.
getting rated like, yeah, it's awesome.
And it's a public school.
Yeah, you have to take a test to get in. It's
Right,
fantastic.
yeah.
Really cool people.
It's almost like it's like a charter school. right?
Yeah, that's what
Yeah.
it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's very cool. Very smart kids, It's the best because they're from all different backgrounds and they're so smart.
And
you
the
know?
mix makes them even smarter, I think,
Yeah.
right?
Oh my God. It's very special.
It's like the mix in this puppy right here, right?
This puppy's amazing. I love the puppy. She's the sweetest thing ever.
Isn't she? Now, she hasn't barked once. Does she bark?
Oh, that's
She gave
heard her.
a little bark, but she doesn't really bark.
That's my kind of
There's no
dog.
reason to bark. Why do we need to bark?
She has a cool owner.
We have better things to do, like
Yeah.
train. Come on, girl. So while you all are talking, I still continued training her. Even
All
though
right,
I'm
so
not talking.
what's going on now? What's
She's
going
just
on?
learning- She could just sit here for a little bit now. She's gonna hold some time now. This is actually hard for a dog to just sit there and do nothing.
It is,
Wait.
because she's wondering what you want.
Really good.
Especially
Yes,
for a
good
puppy,
girl,
I could
yeah.
imagine.
I just reward her for that.
It's like a
Maybe
toddler.
if I only get a couple seconds out of it, I'll take it.
Now, Chris, how long you been doing this?
About 8 years now.
Really?
Yeah.
What got you into it?
Actually, I had a beagle. About
Really?
8 years ago, it didn't bark. And
Wow.
People are like, well, why doesn't he bark? Is there something wrong with him physically?
Right.
Maybe they thought I beat
Because
him.
they do bark.
He just didn't bark.
Wow.
I trained
Did he
him
have a
all the
tongue?
time. He could bark. He could definitely bark. He just didn't. So people said, hey, will you come train my dog? It was only like a part-time thing. I was doing construction at the time. I'm like, yeah, I can come over and try something. And I started getting successful with it. And they're like, you should really do this for a living and make some money doing it. I'm like, I guess I could try it. And literally the week that I started doing it full time, it was like, go.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah, so
Really?
It hasn't stopped since. For some weeks I work 7 days a week, but I love it.
Yeah.
It's one of those things.
Well, it's a
that's
challenge
never-
all the time,
It's
right?
always a challenge. It's always a different dog. Come on, girl.
That's awesome.
Freya, come. Come on, girl.
Look at this. Look at
Oh,
this.
look at her.
Wow.
Yes. I'm going to reward her big for this. This is one of my favorite things. Trying to get a dog to come back to you when you're busy, or when they're busy and they're distracted, is really hard to do. So you want to make sure you really take care of them. And
She
you
likes
love them.
Diane.
Freya, come. Come on, girl.
Look at how fast she's having trouble riding on this,
She
running on this
is.
floor.
Yeah, it's linoleum.
So
making her
sweet.
slip and slide, but she's doing good.
I feel like getting a dog now. Like buying
Yeah.
one.
Well, how can you have a dog?
I can't.
You
right?
can
can't
eat a
possibly
little
have it
one
now,
that you
but I
can
have
go on a
miniature
plane.
schnauzer. I love miniature
Yeah.
schnauzers. Who
Yeah.
doesn't?
Yeah.
But I mean, literally, dogs are amazing. It's better than
Yeah,
anyone.
absolutely.
I kind of like small dogs, but that's sort of in between.
Yeah,
Right,
that's
yeah,
what I
that's a
like.
good
Yeah.
size.
She's big enough, but not too big.
Yeah, exactly.
She eats enough, but not too much.
Yeah, it's like, I mean, big dogs are great. We all love any of them, but I just feel like, for me, I've always kind of,
Yeah.
yeah.
And
So
I'm
you
glad
got a
look-
schnauzer.
I did have a
Oh, you
schnauzer
did have a
many years
schnauzer.
ago when it
Yeah, but you
passed
can't
away.
have him now.
Yeah, his name was Taki, so love you, Taki, wherever you are.
Taki.
Yeah, Taki, which is like the Greek dog. It was like a Greek god's name, Taki. Like my mom found like some obscure Greek god's name, and she's like,
like
it's the god Taki.
And how long did you
This
have
was
him?
since 1 to 18 years old.
18?
Yeah, no, from like 2 to 8. No, excuse me, from
Wow.
3 years old to 18.
But that's amazing. The dog lasted 18 years.
Well, 15 years, But he did, yeah, I remember that well.
Nice.
Oh,
the
you're
best.
3 to 18. when
I
you-
was 3 years old. And he
okay.
was,
that's
yeah.
right, yeah.
That was 15 years.
Yeah.
Taki was
yeah.
the man. It was fun.
Mine was 13 and a half years.
Yeah.
Bob and I were talking before. If you don't like dogs,
Yeah.
we don't like you.
Well, I mean, everyone says that. They're like, I mean, first, it's funny because, like, I love dogs more than anything. Sometimes I'm, like, scared I'm going to get bitten, but I still love them, right?
Yeah,
And it's like, so everyone says the same thing. They're like, if someone doesn't like a dog, you got to.
There's something.
Yeah. It's like,
Psychologically wrong.
you
I
know.
love you too, yeah.
Like, if they're like, no, like, then it's like, wait
Yeah.
a second, let's sit down.
Well, now, they're either dog lovers or cat lovers, right?
I don't know.
It
Is
could
that
be
a rule?
both.
Is that a rule?
I have a cat as well, and I love my cat.
Do you?
And I have a dog.
I appreciate cats, but I prefer dogs.
And
Yeah.
just to throw this out there, I know it says dog training on it, but I can actually train cats.
You can train a
can?
cat?
Really?
I can train mice
Mono-
and rats as
No.
well.
No.
What?
Yeah.
How do you do that?
The same way you do a dog. It's just
You could
knowing
train a
what-
mouse?
It's just knowing what motivates them. Mice are so much easier.
But how do you train a rat? Like, when have you ever
Same
met a
thing as a
rat?
mouse. It's just a bigger mouse. That's
So people
all.
have pet
Really?
rats? Is that
Well, the white rats, isn't right?
Oh,
The
white
white
rat.
Well,
rats.
some people have some Boston rats. Have you ever seen Boston rats?
Do
out
they?
there? Oh yeah.
Oh my God.
They train a Boston rat?
They get crazy with these things.
That's
Come on, girl.
unbelievable. Well, you're the man then. You're a master. God bless you.
This is great. Yeah.
Do you train people too?
Yeah, I know.
Well, dog. Here's the thing. They say, I get people like, oh, you must love people. Well, you have to love people. They're like, I could never do this. I want to go work with dogs, but I'm like, you have to work with people. You have to be able to work with people. I got to be able to teach you to do something.
Now I feel like buying a dog, so I think subconsciously like you hypnotize me because I'm going to go buy.
You got to go buy a dog. Yeah.
No.
What kind of
One-
dog would you get?
I'd have to do a miniature schnauzer just because.
Again.
But honestly, maybe oh god, beagle. You had a beagle. Those are great.
I love beagles.
I like Dalmatians too. Dalmatians are kind of tough to train. People say, no, are they?
Sometimes they are.
Yeah. Why is that?
They just. It seems like they have a mind of their own. They're
Yeah.
kind of like some of the hounds. They just want to go off and
Oh,
smell.
like a beagle. A beagle
Yeah,
is,
they want
is
to go smell everything and play with everything. And
Yeah, but they're still fun-loving. Like
yeah, absolutely, yeah.
So I could, if I ever had a pet dog and I had a Dalmatian, it would be okay.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Oh, yeah.
I'll call you to help me. Like,
Let's do it.
yeah.
That'll be the reunion show.
There you go. There you go. Hey, I trained my beagle within a month to go outside and get the newspaper and bring it back in the house.
really?
Actually, I did it over 3 days, in
Wow.
a 3-day
Nice.
period. And he used to, when he was a little puppy, I mean, I'm talking about a puppy, about 3 months old, I got him to go outside and get the paper. He had trouble with the Sunday Journal because it was too
little
big.
bigger.
Yeah, but then I taught him how to do it by, grabbing it by this side on the folds
yeah.
like that
So
and
it
bring it
can
in,
hold
because
tight.
he was taking it by the plastic, because it's in plastic. And he'd get it between, in here, and you couldn't drag the paper, it was
Oh, yeah.
holding them back, the big paper. So I taught him how to do it that way, and I can prove it. I have a video of it. I have a video
believe you. We
that I
believe
did
What
it.
size shirt do you wear, Bob? I can get you. We'll get you on the schedule next.
Get
week.
your a
Yeah.
Maynard.
Yeah.
Is it Maynard or Menard?
Maynard.
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 Maynard. Maynard. I'm on the schedule. Bob Maynard, dog training.
We can work it.
Solutions. Solutions.
People might recognize you though from the
Yeah.
show.
You think so?
The dogs might recognize you too. Then.
You know what's funny? I'm with the lieutenant governor. I shouldn't say this because I'll hear it, but I'm going to. I'm out with the lieutenant governor. This guy is the best. He really is the best. This guy is so pro business and he works so hard. He likes to help people
Yeah.
everywhere we go. In fact, you've met him.
Yes, yes. So he has one of my interns.
Yes.
Yes.
And we go to this place, and it happens way too often. And the owner's taking us around, introducing us to his employees, right? So the first person he goes to is this woman whose back was to us, and I'm snapping pictures, right? So the owner says to the woman, "I'd like you to meet the lieutenant governor." So she turned around. When she turned around, she saw him, and she saw me, and she goes, "Oh my God, it's Bob!" Like that. She goes, "My husband." She says, she grabs her phone and she hands it to the lieutenant governor. She says, "Could you do me a favor? Can you take a picture of me and Bob?"
Oh my god.
So the owner's embarrassed.
Oh my god.
The owner's so
She
embarrassed.
thought you were the lieutenant governor, but she thought Bob got elected as lieutenant
No,
governor.
no.
She was like, Bob's elected?
That's a good story.
She goes, "Oh, my husband is going to die when he finds out I
course.
saw Bob." And he hands the phone to Lieutenant Governor. So the
no.
owner
Oh, no.
felt embarrassed, and he said, "Oh, I apologize." He goes,
Yeah.
"Don't worry about it. I'm used to it."
Hey, there's a reason I drove through an hour and a half of traffic to be here, Bob. I mean, you're a powerful guy.
Yeah, you can't
We
go
have
anywhere
fun.
with you. Everybody knows you.
We
So,
love
yeah.
you. We love you.
Well, thank you. Thank you. And I'm glad you came down to
Just want to
hang
miss
out
it.
with
Want to
us.
miss it. Summer in Rhode Island doing this is amazing. The best.
And you, Vicki.
Well, it's an honor to be here, Bob, honestly.
So give us your last pitch. What do you want to tell them?
Oh my goodness, I'm on the spot. So I hope everybody has a great summer. Check us out and follow Harry, follow me on Instagram, Facebook, and of course, don't forget to follow Bob and the Maynard dog training. If you have a dog, please say Chris.
Absolutely.
Good team effort pitch there.
Thank you.
Good
Thanks.
pitch. Good pitch. There you go. No, I thought you were pitching. I wanted you to pitch your.
Oh yeah, but please,
Reserve.
companies, if you work at a company, please, what I really try to make people understand is, diversity and, inclusivity really promotes change and can help your business. So don't be afraid to give a chance for these college students, whether they have a disability or not, or even people who are over 50, that shot to work for your companies. And if you need any help with that, please let me know, because I can hook you up.
And how can they get a hold of you?
Oh, yes. So vbaroka@fedcap.org, or you can call my cell. Can I give my cell out, or is everybody going to call me? I don't know.
Go ahead if you want. No, don't give yourself out.
Okay.
No.
No.
V Baroka.
So vbaroka, BAROKHA at fedcap.org, or just call Bob. He has my cell.
I have a lot of cells. Well, thank you, folks, and thank you, Harry.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Thank you.
Victoria.
This was a pleasure.
Chris.
Bob, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for spending an hour with Bob.